What gave away the Purple Heart recipient at the job interview? I was interviewing candidates for a logistics coordinator position when this guy walks in wearing a Purple Heart pin on his suit jacket. Name was Kyle Mitchell. Resume looked impressive. Army veteran, served in Afghanistan, wounded in action, honorably discharged. Exactly the kind of candidate our company loved hiring. I'm a veteran myself, did 2 tours in Iraq with the 82nd Airborne, so I always enjoy talking shop with fellow service members. Kyle seemed confident, good handshake, professional appearance. Tell me about your service, I said, genuinely interested. Kyle straightened up, got this serious look. I was a sergeant first class with the 10th Mountain Division. Deployed to Afghanistan in 2009, got hit by an IED outside Kandahar. So far so good. 10th Mountain did serve in Afghanistan, timeline checked out, but something felt off about the way he said it. Too rehearsed, like he'd practiced the story. What was your MOS? I asked. 11. Bravo, he said immediately. Infantry. That should have been an easy question for any soldier, and he got it right. Then I asked about his Purple Heart. Kyle launched into this dramatic story about his convoy getting hit, him pulling 3 wounded soldiers to safety while bleeding from shrapnel wounds. Really heroic stuff. Which hospital did they take you to? I asked casually. Landstuhl, he said without hesitation. That's where all the serious cases go in Germany. Then back to Walter Reed for recovery. I nodded, taking notes. The story was hitting all the right points, but something was nagging at me. His details were perfect. Almost too perfect. So you were at Walter Reed, I continued. What year was this? 2010, he said. Spent 4 months there recovering. That's when I knew he was lying. Walter Reed Army Medical Center closed in 2011. By 2010, they were already transitioning wounded warriors to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center at Bethesda. Any real Purple Heart recipient from that time frame would know the difference. It was a huge deal in the military community when they moved everything to the Navy base. I decided to test him further. What building were you in at Walter Reed? Building 18, he said confidently. The famous one they wrote about in the Washington Post. Wrong again. Building 18 was the scandal that got exposed in 2007. By 2010, it was already demolished. No wounded soldiers were being housed there anymore. Kyle kept digging his hole deeper. Started talking about his Purple Heart ceremony, how the hospital commander personally presented it to him. Another red flag. Purple Hearts aren't ceremonial awards given by hospital commanders. They're usually awarded by your unit commander, often in a simple bedside presentation or during a unit formation. Sometimes family members receive them posthumously, but there's no big ceremony at the hospital. I let him finish his story, then asked one final question. What's the first general order? Every soldier memorizes the general orders in basic training. They're burned into your brain forever. Kyle's eyes went blank. To take charge of this post and all government property in view. Close, but wrong. He mixed up parts of different orders. Any real soldier would rattle them off perfectly, even years later. I wrapped up the interview professionally. We'll be in touch, Kyle. Thanks for your time. He shook my hand, still confident he'd nailed it. After he left, I did some research. Kyle Mitchell had never served in the military. Not in any branch. His social media showed him working civilian jobs during the entire period he claimed to be deployed. The Purple Heart pin? Bought it online for $12. The uniform knowledge? All from military websites and YouTube videos. He'd studied just enough to fool civilians, but not enough to fool an actual veteran. I called the next candidate, a real veteran with an honorable discharge and no fake medals. She got the job. 2 weeks later, Kyle applied for another position at a defense contractor across town. Their HR manager was a retired Marine. Kyle tried the same Purple Heart story. The Marine called me for a reference check. We had a good laugh about Kyle's Building 18 answer. Apparently he'd used the exact same script word for word. Last I heard, Kyle was working at a car dealership where his fake military service wouldn't get him arrested for stolen valor. The owner there actually thanked him for his non-existent service and gave him a veteran discount on his commission structure.